Hi, welcome back to Review. Romulus Augustus, a young Roman child, is introduced to us at the film's beginning. He enters Aurelius' tent where he finds some armor and a sword that piques his interest. Aurelius leads a Roman legion and has been summoned from his military expedition in Africa to Rome to serve as the next Caesar's personal guard. To examine the sword, Romulus removes it from its sheath when Aurelius catches him in the act. Romulus, in Aurelius' opinion, is a common thief. The youngster is taken outside by Aurelius, who threatens to amputate his hand for trying to steal from him. Although Aurelius is merely making fun, the boy takes it seriously. One of Aurelius' soldiers is instructed to amputate the boy's hand. Ambrosianus, the boy's teacher and protector, stops them. Ambrosianus is skilled with his combat stick as well. After removing the youngster from their presence, Ambrosianus dazzles them with a magic act involving sleight of hand. The following morning, a huge ceremony crowns Romulus Caesar. Romulus is introduced to Aurelius, the leader of the legion that will serve as his personal guard, as the new Caesar. When Aurelius discovers the new Caesar is the same youngster from the day before, whom he had incorrectly believed to be a thief, he is astonished. The Goths rebelled that night. They launch an attack on the palace, killing most of Aurelius' troops as well as Romulus' father and mother. The young Romulus is captured by them. Odoacer is the Goths' leader. Ambrosianus arrives just as Odoacer is ready to murder the boy. Working for Odoacer, Wulfila instructs him to have Ambrosianus and the boy killed so they can escape. Odoacer is enraged by this and amputates one of Wulfila's fingers. Odoacer decides that the boy should be transported to the island of Capri while being kept alive. Wulfila is sent by Odoacer to accompany the youngster and watch over him. Aurelius travels to save Caesar and his army. The Turkish ambassador offers him one of his masked soldiers, which he accepts. On the journey, Aurelius prevents the execution of 3 of his soldiers, Demetrius, Vitrinus, and Batiatus. He is successful thanks to the soldier in disguise. The soldier's identity is revealed to be Mira after the battle. They keep going till they reach Capri. The captives are brought to a castle perched on a hilltop with a sea view. Tiberius, who governed Rome for many years prior, had it constructed. The next scene, Ambrosianus is suspended over the edge of the tall castle walls after being tied to a rope while Romulus is left free to roam. Ambrosianus notices the pentacle symbol, the same one that is inked on his chest. Ambrosianus has been searching for this location for a very long time. Romulus just needs to claim the sword, which is there. Romulus is instructed by Ambrosianus to visit the temple where Romulus has hidden the sword. To find Romulus, Aurelius and Mira scale the castle walls. The men of Aurelius arrive shortly after. They clash with the guards. Romulus is saved, and they are able to flee aboard a boat. They travel to Senator Nestor's beachside retreat. Aurelius has known Nestor for a long time. Nestor informs Aurelius that the Turks as well as the Senate of Rome have pledged their loyalty to Odoacer. Aurelius understands that it's a trap and that their only goal is to kill the young Caesar. In the ensuing brawl, Aurelius kills Nestor, Mira kills the Turkish envoy, Vitrinus is murdered, and all of Nestor's men are also slaughtered. When the war is ended, they determine that Britannia in the north, where Ambrosianus originally hails from and is known as Merlin, is the only location to go that is secure. The Goths pursue them as they flee for Britain. They discover a community that has been completely destroyed in Britannia. They discover that the 9th Legion's fort has been deserted. There is no longer a Roman army. Rome's vast empire has already crumbled. Vortigern is present when the Goths, commanded by Wulfila, enter Britannia. When Wulfila informs Vortigern of the youngster, his instructor, and the sword, Vortigern declares his desire to rule over all of Britannia. When Wulfila requests Romulus, Vortigern responds that he can have him once he has the sword. Children from the community are abducted by Vortigern and held as hostages until they surrender Romulus. A number of the men from Britannia assist Aurelius and his squad in their battle against Vortigern. The 9th Legion soldiers who were still in Britannia when the fight started arrive and turn things around. They triumph over Vorkin's troops. Vorkin is defeated by Ambersinus in hand-to-hand fighting, and he rips off his mask before tossing him into the flames of a big tree that has been lit on fire. The conflict ends when Ambersinus reveals to the soldiers Vorkin's mask, signaling the end of the tyrant's reign, but Wulfila pursues Aurelius in an effort to assassinate him. Nearly succeeding, Wulfila is ultimately defeated by the boy Romulus Caesar using the legendary sword. The child declares the end of the war in Britain by flinging the sword high into the air. The moment the blade lands, it becomes impermeable to stone. Many seasons pass, and the blade remains encased in the same stone. Another young boy, Arthur, is told the story by Ambersinus, now going by the name Merlin. Mira and Aurelius were wed. For many years, Romulus governed Britannia happily under the new name Pendragon. The father of Arthur is Pendragon. The young boy will grow up to be the legendary King Arthur.